You have a power gear slide or a Jayco unit with power gear, right? Most Jayco motorized have those power gear slides above floor mount, below floor mount, and they are going to have a little board like this. If your slide out's not working, watch this video and maybe we can get you out of a jam. All right, so we look at these boards. They are the power gear, and let's see if we can pull this plug off right here. And look, it's power gear 141130 is the part number on there. It may not have been a great view. I couldn't see out of my camera at that angle. But you'll generally find these for this one, it's under the bed in the Jayco. They have this on a lot of other different units, but Jayco really loves these power gear systems, and it's most commonly found on here, right? Situation that you may find yourself in is all of a sudden my slide out won't move, okay? These are pretty good systems, and rarely do you have too much of a problem with them, but let's go ahead and walk through what we do if we are in a jam. All right, so to start with, we have our board, we have our wiring, okay? We have, let's zoom in here a little bit. We have our red wire, which is our 12 volts coming in. That's also going to be controlled by a 12 volt fuse that is on your breaker panel or your general panel that's accessible near your breaker panel. You'll see a fuse labeled for your slide out. You want to check and make sure that fuse is not blown, number one. So that's going to provide 12 volts from your unit to here. Your ground, okay, that is your negative for your system. Think about a battery, positive and negative, okay? If we want to check power there, we can go to our meter, go to DC voltage right there, and we're looking for 12 volts, or if you're plugged in, you're probably going to have 13 or so as far as charging power, okay? So let me finagle these in here with one hand. Stick our meter in there. What do we have? 13.4. That's charging voltage because we are plugged in. So we have battery power to our unit, right? So red and black, we know what those do. Our yellow and our green, those are going out to the motor and telling the motor that it needs to turn on, okay? And this is 12 volts, so it's reverse polarity. When we go in, it may be positive to yellow and negative to green, and when we go out, it may be vice versa to these two leads, okay? So that's how 12 volts works through that. And then our orange and our blue there, those are the command wires from our switch telling that unit to go in and out. Now let's go to our board. Our board is going to have a slow blow fuse. That fuse up there is basically protecting this entire system. Your 12 volts comes in through that red wire. It's going to pass through there. It is a slow blow fuse because motors tend to have a high amperage. All of a sudden spike out, and then it's going to level out and slow roll through there. So what this does is it's kind of like a delay. It'll allow that big spike, and then it can come down and prevent that from popping right off the bat. Our 20 amp resettable breaker right there, just a thermal fuse right here, okay? So all this is going to do is heat up, it's going to trip out, and then it's going to allow you to start working again. That one may trip out if you bring your slide all the way in or all the way out and you have a high amperage due to resistance. It's going to trip out, it's going to cool off, and it's going to allow you to work again. So always give this a second. If your system isn't working, don't dive into all this right away. Give it about 30 seconds to a minute. See if that resets, try your slide out again. This slow blow fuse, so to check that, we can go ahead and plug back in right here. You can find a ground somewhere on your unit. I'm just using a little electrical box off to the side. We go ahead and tap right here. We have 13.4 volts on that side, 13.4 volts on that side, or we can go ahead and ohm it out with our meter and check and see if this fuse is bad. Or if you don't have a meter, swap this fuse with that fuse right there on this other board and check and see if that gets you back rolling again. Now, here's the other thing we can do. I have seen these boards completely go out, the relays go out. Maybe this thing got melted, the fuse just didn't do its job, right? Things happen, okay? One thing that we can do is swap this board for that board, plug it in, run your slide out in, and then swap it back to get to that other slide out. It's fine, it's doable, it gets you by in the moment. One thing you want to be careful of is if it doesn't work right off the back, don't force it, because otherwise you're going to end up melting the second board that you have in there. So you got to be careful with those kind of things. There are override options for these undermount slides and above floor mount slides. We have the videos for that, but this is just another thing to check before you deep dive into those overrides to help you out. Hopefully we helped you out. Leave any questions or comments down below. And thanks for watching here at Great American RV. Don't forget to like, follow, and share for more, where we bring the how-to to you.